Welcome to Big Oz Explorers. We've been touring in a caravan for over a year now and have learnt a lot about how to manage in a tiny home while travelling around Australia. I'm Shan, and this is Chris, and our kids Jada and Jack. Follow our family and live van life through our eyes while we take you on the trip of a lifetime around Australia's hotspots. Click the subscribe button to join our adventure every Thursday and stay up to date with everything Big Oz.
So we've been just driving. We've gone down to Broome today just to get some supplies and a few things because we're running pretty low. We've been up here for the last sort of week, about a week. So we've gone through a lot of our food. Jack's down to just about nothing, so he's starting to crack it now because he's not having his favourite little treats. But we were heading down and I seen this perfectly brand new sign. It's like the ones that tell you there's like a speed bump coming or there's a kangaroo, like the yellow signs. I drove past and I was like, no way, that did not say what I thought it said. So I have to find this sign on the way back up. So you can tell I've just pulled over. I'm on the side of the road, there's no one, and I've just pulled up behind this sign. I don't know why it's here. It's very new. I can see the wheel tracks that someone's dug the hole and driven over it. So yeah, have a read of this. Ken Oath. So if you've never seen that word before, just say it a few times in your head and it'll come to you. It's a very Aussie slang sort of word to say. Ken Oath. How random. Why? Why is it there? You can tell that it's been recently done. They've drilled a hole and everything. Brand new pole and sign. So cool. Whoever you are that put that in, I love it. It's the most random thing, but the coolest thing I've driven past up here. Ken Oath, eh? Primo. Just finished restocking the fridge. About halfway through my carton that we got from Great Northern. It's the last half of it. Tell you what, it's nice having free beers. It's not every day you have a big beer company send you a free carton. I'm still blown away by it. I just can't believe it. They have tasted amazing. Thank you again, Great Northern. You are absolute legends. While I'm here, I might also show you the campsite that we've got here at Cygnet. So we've been here one night already. It's actually quite nice. We've gone from Cygnet Bay, which is just full-blown beach, and then we've come to here, which makes us feel like we're back out in the bush again. So I'm going from one extreme to the next, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's quite cozy. What do we got? We've got site. I'll have a quick look. There you go, site 6. And we're right at the end, so we don't have anyone on this side. But then even the next person's like a fair way over. There's a big old bit of bush and whatnot next to you. So that works out really good. And then you got the rest of them. There's only about 7, I think. They sort of go around the corner to about here. You got your showers here and toilets. So there's plenty of room. It's nice to be able to tuck the car right in next to the caravan and out of the way and have the fridge right there ready to go. But yeah, it's pretty quiet. All you can hear is the trees rustling and birds chirping. Today we've basically just spent the whole day driving down to town and Broome to do some supplies and stock up, which was a hell of a big drive. It's 2.5 hours from here to Broome, so we had to do that there and back and run around town. So we've only just got back now, so we've done pretty well for time. We've had a bit of lunch, got everything we need, and now we're back. So this afternoon I think we'll just chill out and have a bit of a cruisy afternoon, because the next couple of days are going to be pretty hectic. We're going to be doing all the tours, so there's 4 major tours which we'll go through on the day. We're pretty pumped, but the only thing obviously with Jack and the kids, we're going to tag team again, me and Shan. So I'll probably end up going on one tour with Jada and she'll stay home with Jack, and then vice versa for another one. So it's good that we can still experience all of it, and we can talk about the ones we've done with each other and to you guys, so we get the full aspect instead of like missing out completely because of the kids. Yeah, it's worked out quite a few times that way, it makes it really cool and easy, and we don't miss out, which is good. I must admit, this is a pretty cool idea. It always makes sure the door's always shut, and it really ties in with around here. It's like a waterproof, like the floating buoys you have in the water. So it's got this big thing here, got a bit of weight to it. It's got a rope, goes up into the tube and then it's tied off to the door. So when you pull on this door, the ball goes up, and if you let go, the ball comes down and shuts the door. Now, the good thing about all these caravan sites is they got power and water, so it's a bit of a nice luxury for us being sort of off grid for the last week and a bit. It's always nice to have that little bit of electricity and not have to worry about staring at your battery every single 5 minutes, and you can use a little bit extra water and you're not so conservative. It's one of those things, we were talking about it with some travellers just the other day, that you can't go off grid too long, but you can't be on grid too long either. Like, it's nice to have a little bit of both, because you appreciate having some of those certain things but then not having them as well. It's like, yeah, it's like a real 50-50. It's a good balance to have a little bit of both. So I've left Jack outside here while I was handing the shopping in. I can hear him, he's in the car. You can't leave him alone literally for like 5 seconds, because he ends up in the driver's seat pushing all the buttons, don't ya? Uh-oh, what'd you do? You're unreal, mate. You're definitely a car nut. He must watch me driving and talking on the radio and everything, and as soon as I get out of that seat and he's unbuckled, he is straight in there every time. It's good though, because he literally is like a typical boy. He loves wheels, bikes, cars, trucks. Like, every toy he has is like a little semi-trailer. We actually just bought him another one again today. I think Sean buys him more than what I do. Every time we go to the shops, we're always buying something, aren't we? Bye-bye. Loves it. So we're off on a tour this morning. We got the giant tides tour. So from what I've been told, it's like really big tides come in and out, but as they come in and out, bloody mosquito, it creates massive whirlpools, and the water just washes side to side. So we've had a small experience of that going out to Wyndham on the fishing boat, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere as big as what they're going to have here. So it's going to be very interesting and exciting at the same time. So we're going to be smashing pretty quickly into some really rough water. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen. You excited?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried because when there's whirlpools, they suck you into the water. So I'm a bit worried.
Yeah, whirlpools aren't the best thing, but I'm sure they know what they're doing and they're going to do a great job.
I'm sure they're not going to go near it.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. So initial thoughts, it's going to be intriguing and exciting at the same time. So yeah, we'll see what we get up to and show you around and take you on the tour with us.
So we're going to head straight to the tides to really make the most of that water movement at its peak. On the way back, we're going to drive past a few islands. I'll tell you a little bit about the history out there, and then we'll stop right out here at Cygnet Bay at the Pearl Farm. I'll show you what we do here at Cygnet Bay. All right guys, let's do it. So the engines are out of gear, guys, so this is just the water movement that's pushing the boat right now. So today the water's moving us at about 8 knots. On those bigger tides, it can get up to 15. We're in a bit of a whirlpool at the moment. So out here, we'll get 4 tides in 24 hours. So every 6 hours, that tide will change. So we get 2 highs and 2 lows. So in about another 3 hours time, this water's going to stop, turn around and start heading back the other way. So if you jumped in on an incoming tide like this, that would be your free trip to Derby. If you did it on an outgoing, free trip to Bali, I reckon. Straight out to Indonesia. So the reason why we get these crazy tides in this area, it's a lot to do with the geographical location of the area. So we do see the moon and the sun align on those spring tides, and that creates quite a large gravitational pull. So we have the second largest tides in the world up here. Over in Canada, they have the largest, and that peaks at 16 meters. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Now, we just got back. We're back at the caravan. Sharon's just picked us up. I thought I would just give you a little bit of an overview of what we actually thought and what we experienced today. So it was actually really cool. Like, I must admit, the very start of it, he told us the wind has picked up a fair bit, and it was a bit more than he expected. And what happened, Jada?
I got freezing.
You got freezing. Why did you get freezing? Why did you get cold?
I got cold because of all the water splashing up on me.
You got cold, didn't you? What else happened?
I slept. I had to sleep.
She had a snooze on the way back. Jade doesn't sleep very much during the day, so that was quite a rare occasion. But we got out there, and the tides, I've never seen tides as big as what they are there. Like, there's the rock in the footage there that we sat behind, which is dead quiet. Like, it was just dead still water. And then you could look over and you could just see the water rushing in. He said it was up to about 30 kilometers an hour. Like a little dinghy would struggle getting through that. And at one point there was a bit of a log and tree that floated past, and it gave you a real, perspective of how quick it was moving. So it's like deadly sort of stuff. If you fell in there, you'd be well and truly gone for sure. And he just smashes through there with the 500 horsepower, and it gives you like a real thrill. It's like a bit of a roller coaster ride. What was your favourite part?
When the man then went side to side, really like sharp turns.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah.
It's like a roller coaster, go-kart sort of feel. But all in all, actually a really cool experience. Even though we got absolutely drowned like rats, it was far better coming back. It wasn't anywhere as bad. But he did say in the mornings it does get quite gusty, and of an afternoon it will die right off. So Sian's going out again this afternoon on another tour, the Waterfall tour.
And I'm going with Mum.
And Jada's going to go. You're going to stay awake for this one?
Probably, yeah, because I had to sleep in this one.
Well, I hope you stay awake, because it's all about experiencing what you can see. You're going to go out on a boat to sleep.
No, you're going to bed to sleep.
What are we doing?
Boat tour to see the waterfalls, like I said.
That's right. We're going on a boat tour to go see the waterfalls, hey?
Like I said when I was with Dad.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what we're doing. So we're just waiting for that. We've got about 10 minutes until we leave. And Dad got absolutely soaking earlier, as you know, so I've got the waterproof North Storm bag now. I'm ready to go, so I'm hoping that it's not the same today.
So just a couple of meters below the surface on the right hand side of the boat, you might be able to see our panels. Each panel has anywhere from 6 to 32 oysters in them. So after we've seeded those oysters, we'll bring them back out to the farm. I reckon I saw a dolphin. Just in front of us, guys. A couple of bottlenose dolphins.
What is it?
Just out here. Whoever said dolphins at the start definitely jinxed it.
Can you see the difference in the other dolphins?
Oh, that's a good question. So the bottlenose have a very distinctive kind of nose, and their back also is quite distinctive, so their dorsal fin. The snubfin dolphins, you really can't mistake them for anything else. If you get the chance, Google a snubfin dolphin. They're pretty funky looking. And then the Australian humpback dolphins have a very distinctive hump on their back. So just a very distinctive back shape. And yeah, so that's how we kind of identify them.
You ever see crocodiles?
Not really. Yeah, the potential's always there, but it's just such clean water up here, and crocs being ambush predators, they're more at home in a dirty old creek, whereas we've got this nice clean clear water out here. We just don't see them that often.
What about sharks? Lots of sharks?
Really sharky. Lots of sharks. It's a 3 metre vertical face.
Wow.
Yeah. But if we waited here long enough to see that, we'd have to wait here for about 8 hours before that next high tide came in. If we waited another probably hour from now, you'd be able to walk at the bottom of the reef right here. So that's how much water is kind of ripping out. But yeah, probably a couple hours and that reef would actually stop flowing. The surrounding ocean is receding faster than the water can drain off that reef. Half the reef is surrounded by island, so all that water can only come off from this side. As well, it's quite a rough surface, so a lot of seagrass and coral on top of this reef, and that really slows the flow as well. So if we waited here for about an hour, you'd actually be able to walk right up to the base of that reef there, and you could still have a salty shower, but there wouldn't be any water at your feet. You really have to see it to believe it. This was a pretty different landscape about 18,000 years ago, guys. So it was all just low-lying areas, but due to things like ice caps melting, that sea level rose up and flooded this whole area. Not long after that, this reef started growing. So we estimate it between 7,500 and 8,000 years old, and it's still growing. It's just a lot of different species of hard corals, so it just grows very slowly. You gonna help me steer? All right. Let's go a little bit that way. Yeah, perfect. Nice work. You've done this before.
So today was really cool. Hey, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did.
I'm just fascinated with these boats that have wheels and they just drive them around everywhere. I've never seen anything like it before, but overall we got a lot more lucky than Dad and Jada did when they went out. We actually stayed dry the whole trip until the very last 2 minutes, and then we had one mega wave that hit all of us.
Two.
Oh yeah, there was 2 actually. But that Waterfall Reef, that's crazy. It's the high tide covers that and low tide completely exposes it. It's phenomenal. It's amazing what nature can do. So I feel pretty lucky to have spent the afternoon on the water, seeing the sun setting, seeing a reef, a waterfall. It's been really, really, really cool. So we're going to catch up with Dad and Jack now, see what sort of afternoon they've had. They're waiting for us at the moment. Come on.
So we just inherited a new pet. It's going the other way now. Jack's absolutely petrified of it. I don't think he's ever seen one, to be honest. Let's see if he comes out. Here he is.
He's so scared.
It's a chicken. Jack has no idea how to deal with this.
He's like, his legs are hanging on to me.
He's freaking out. We'll have to introduce him to chickens a bit more often, I think.
Chicken.
Big scary chicken.
Who would have thought? I didn't expect him to be scared of a chicken.
No.
It's a chicken. In case you're wondering what I fed it, it's just a bit of what's it called?
Oatmeal.
Oats porridge.
Loving it.
Yeah.
It's eating it like it's probably never eaten bloody weeks.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, more?
We got progress.
Wow, that's a lucky chicken.
Look
I
at
don't
him
think he
go.
needs any more now.
Yeah.
He's gonna come have it.
Do you want to get down?
Hang on.
Look at him go.
Here we go. No, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
There was progress.
Oh, yummy.
Oh, wow. Look, Jack. It's okay.
Does that feel better? No more. No more.
He's happy to feed it, but he's not happy to go anywhere closer than that. Well, this is pretty bloody nice, I must admit.
Oh, so good.
The water up here is
Nah.
crystal clear. Like, it just gets better and better and better. Obviously, the higher you go,
Yeah.
and then obviously the more south you go. But I can't get enough of it.
It's full on. We came down here yesterday to have a look, and it was at low tide, so all the rocks were exposed, and then today it's really high,
Yeah.
so they're all covered, and they've said you can swim here, but obviously you got to be concerned about crocodiles, be wary. Me personally, I'd swim here about mid-tide, so you had like a rock wall around you that would protect you, so you're just a little hole. But yeah.
It does go a fair way up. We actually came here yesterday just to have a quick look, and the tide was about half. It's amazing how much is actually exposed, and there's a lot of rock pools and stuff, so it'd be good for the kids for a bit of exploring and
when
just
the
have
tide
a look
is
around, and then you can sort of swim in the rock pools as well. Like Sian said, you might be a little bit more protected.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, even with this high tide, it is just stunning. Even you just came down here and chilled out for a couple of hours and whatnot.
Have a couple of drinks, get a cheese platter, let the kids go through all the rock pools.
You almost feel like you're not in Australia. Like, it's so tropical and amazing. It's stunning.
You could be in Fiji or something, hey.
Oh,
that's
easy,
really cool.
Easily. But the beach access in here, it's only dirt. There's nothing hard about it. You don't have to let your tyres down or anything. As you can see behind us, the car is up there. It's about as far as you can come to the beach, and then you can see how far away from the car we are, and the beach is right here. So
you wouldn't be, but it's not one you can drive all the way along. You kind of come out, you park, and then walk out to the beach.
Yeah, but it's not a big walk, so you can't really complain.
Stunning.
Absolutely stunning. But I'm going to throw the drone up, and I'll show you a bit about what you can probably see up there. It looks way better from up high than it does here, but it's still just as stunning. You can just tell how clear that water is. It's Yeah, I just love it so much. I keep rattling on about it. But I'll get the drone up and I'll show you guys what it looks like.
Tell it's a pearling area because there's just pieces of shell everywhere, and it's just like they look like they've had something grown in them.
Yeah.
Every one of them. So because they've been in this area now, there's 3 generations of family that have been pearling, so you have to find this everywhere, surely.
Well, you'd think it's years and years and years of pearling.
Jada would have an absolute ball if she could collect all of these because they look shiny, they look stunning.
Yeah. Might be a new obsession. She's gone from quartz to, what is she now? Oh,
I don't know, shells, I'd say.
shells, yeah, now that we're on the beach.
The texture of the landscape here, it's just crazy. You can just see layer upon layer of sandstone, and some wear away quicker than others. Some seem to last a long time. So there must be just different types of levels of, what's it called, silica to make up the rocks. But yeah, just like Chris said, it's like people have just cut out pieces of brownie and just sliced them all into perfect cubes. And then you can see all the layers in there. It's like a trifle.
If anyone doesn't know, it's a very special morning in the morning. And it's Mother's Day. So everyone's just woken up. Jack's already given Mum a hug. I've given her a hug. And Jada's brought out her present. So, what have we got, babe?
Well, something from the pearl shop, which is always exciting. I may have a little idea what this is already.
It's a pearl. It's very pretty.
So this is one that when you saw us do the pearl tour, and the one that came out of the pearl shell, that's that pearl.
Hey, the pearls that they grow here, that was
Yeah.
basically one that they'd harvest that's been growing for like the last 2 years. And we got to actually watch her pull it apart, cut it out, and actually it popped out of the thing itself. So
The
that's
gonad.
the gonad they call it, yeah. So that's actually a grown pearl. So you can actually buy the pearl from that tour.
Yeah.
And this is that pearl from the tours. We thought it'd be really cool and fitting to actually have the pearl that we've shown you guys in the episode, so it's pretty cool.
They had one the other day that they got out, and it was like 15 centimetres and almost perfectly round with no blemishes or anything, and it was like a $3,000 or $4,000 pearl.
Yeah, it was like three and a half grand or something.
I'll tell you right now, this one is nowhere near that.
No.
But this anklet, I've been wearing an anklet for ages. This is a new one that I've got that's actually gold now, because the other one used to be plated. And hang on, I need the pearl. I'm gonna put this on here. Yeah. Can you tell Jack wants the pearl? So yeah, I'm gonna put it on the anklet. That's the plan anyway, if I can get it back from Jack. Good
luck with that. He wants everything lately.
Huh?
Yeah, show Mummy.
No.
Say hello to YouTube, Mum. I said say hello to YouTube, Mum. I've just woken up. She's opening. Do you remember when I made that macrame cat hanger and showed it to you a couple of episodes ago? That's what Mum's opening at the moment. Because Mum's a crazy cat lady. So today I'm going on the Pearl tour, the Pearl Farm tour by myself. And the reason being, we all went together and Jack just decided that he really felt like crying. And it kind of affected our audio. We didn't put a mic on the lady doing the tour, so it kind of ruined it a little bit. So I've gone back and I've done it one more time today. And I've got really good audio. So if you notice there's 2 hosts, that's why. But it was really cool because I've been able to see 2 pearls get harvested. One I've got for Mother's Day, and I may have treated myself to the second one as well. So yeah, if ever you see us on the road and you want to check out the pearls that we saw harvested that you got to see on our YouTube clip, let us know, come and have a look at it. It's such a cool place up here. You'll really enjoy coming along yourself and doing these tours. The Pearl Farm tour in particular is really affordable. You'd be crazy not to come here and check it out and just learn about the history of the area. So I've only given you just a snippet of what's actually involved.
The first pearlers of the area were the Bardi Jawi people, so I'd like to pay respect to the elders, past, present and emerging, because they have lived on this land for 60,000 years for as far as we know. So they were the first pearlers of the area. They would look for these almost camouflage pink tartar maxima shells for a food source. So when they cracked open these oysters, they were after the pearl meat inside of it, the guts. If they found a pearl inside of them, they'd chuck that out. So there's an old saying that Broome was built on buttons, which is pretty much true. A lot of that carries truth to it, having so many different workers based in Broome and here at Cygnet Bay back then. So this is where our Cygnet Bay story really begins, with Mr. Dean Brown. So Dean Brown in 1946 heard about the profits to be made from the mother of pearl industry and set sail from Perth up to the tip of the Dampier Peninsula. And so he started working alongside some local Bardi Jawi men, collecting these shells, still mainly to be exported to be made into buttons. Cygnet Bay always led the way, and in 2004 they had their most prized harvest, which is this 22.24mm, large, perfectly round, fine quality, beautiful luster pearl. We collect our shell through 2 different methods. So the first way is we collect our wild shell, which is from 80 Mile Beach. Once they are seeded, they're sent out to live their life in these rope panels on our long lines out in our sea paddocks, and they'll be producing a pearl for another 2 to 3 years. So by the time it has its first pearl inside of it, the total age of the oyster will be about 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, you can see, guys, not many left. Mother's Day was huge yesterday. We had about 9 tours, which was fantastic. Got some awesome pearls from these oysters, and these guys are about 5 to 6 years old. So like I was saying, it's about their first seed, and you can see an excess of build-up on a lot of these oysters. This one here is the one that I chose. If you guys want to pass that around and have a look at it, you can take some pictures if you like, and I'll talk about that oyster a little bit more. You can see there, this is what the technicians would use to culture their oysters. They would place it on this little plate thing here, and you can see not much working space at all. So a few millimeters there that they have to get their long surgical steel tools into to do that operation and to eventually get the pearl out of it. We'll crack it open. And this is the inside of our oyster right there. So you can see a few things going on in that oyster. So you can see we've got a little crab there. That's called our pea crab. So this pea crab has a symbiotic relationship with the oyster, meaning it acts as the security guard or the housekeeper to the oyster. We're gonna feel for that pearl now. Oh, we can see it coming out a little bit now.
Oh my goodness.
Try to make it pop out. There we go, pop. There is our beautiful little pearl today. So you can see there, not the largest pearl. It's very hard to get really, really big pearls around the 15mm size, but nonetheless, that looks like a fine quality pearl that we're gonna be grading when we go up to the harvest shed in a little bit. But while that pearl is being graded, I'd like to share with you the 5 different visible virtues that almost every pearl farm uses to grade their pearls, as well as the 2 invisible virtues that only pearls of Australia, so Cygnet Bay and Broken Bay, grade their pearls on as well, which are very, very important. The first virtue, and arguably the most important, is the luster of your pearl. So the luster of your pearl refers to the crystal nacre structure within that pearl, and a lot of people refer to it as the inner glow that you get from your pearl. The second most important virtue is the surface of our pearl, and this is actually the first thing that I look at when we pop that pearl out of that oyster. Our third virtue for our pearls, we don't have a tile for because it's fairly self-explanatory. It's the size of our pearls. Our next virtue is the shape of your pearl. So just like us, we come in all different shapes and sizes, so do our pearls. And so our oysters can decide whatever they want to do with that liquid nacre around that nucleus. Our final visible virtue to our pearls is arguably the most interesting virtue, and that is the color of your pearl. So the color of your pearl is determined by what shell species your pearl comes from. Our first invisible virtue is the purity virtue, which means as soon as that pearl has come out of that oyster, it's given a clean from any of the guts that's still on it, it's given a polish in coconut husk, so not even an extensive polish, that's it. Sold as a loose pearl or in jewelry after that. The second virtue, the second invisible virtue, is our provenance virtue. And so that means that all of the pearls that we sell here and in Broken Bay have come from only here and Broken Bay.
How's your afternoon been?
Oh yeah. Eventful?
Hey?
Eventful?
Eventful?
Yes.
Did you have a good
absolutely.
swim?
No. It's too cold for him.
So
I got in.
Yeah.
Jada's got in.
Took her a while, but she got there.
I can do it
Well, I might have.
Oh, you got another one.
It's too special when you watch it come out of a shell.
Yeah, it is pretty special.
This one was about $8,000.
Oh yeah.
I'm joking, it's not, definitely not. Yeah, it's a very pretty one, anyway. So we've just got back to the caravan, I've unpacked everything, Jack's hanging out here watching TV. And check out what's going on. So it's Mother's Day today, it's still the same day. And while I've been out at the tour with Jada, Dad's been very busy. Ta-da! Gotta keep that heat in there. Look at you go, huh? Brownie points.
I can be quite useful when I need to be. Special days call for special occasions and events, and
Special days call for special occasions. Special days call for...
special events.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
You said special occasions.
Yeah.
It's almost the same. I know what you mean. But anyway, I'm very, very, very happy and thank you. Love you.
No worries.
Oh, look at that. A PDA. If you don't know what that means.
Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
Doesn't happen very often.
No, it's
as
a rare
most probably know.
occasion.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah. Get old, happy Mother's Day. We've called all our mothers. I've got one more to make. It's my grandmother. I was brought up by her for many, many years in my life. So I'll give her a call tonight sometime. And all round, it's been a really good day.
It's been a really cool day.
Very productive day, I should say. Lots of tours, lots of exciting things happening. Mother's Day on top, presents, just a lot going on. So this is our last night here, and we leave tomorrow.
We've got one more special day here tomorrow. Well, not special day. We've got one more day of things to do here tomorrow. We've got to check out the restaurant and we've got a creek to coast tour to show you. So pretty much tomorrow we go to Gambanan, which is just around the corner.
Yeah, it's a couple of k's down the road sort of thing.
Yep.
It's probably the furthest point you can go to before you're not allowed to go any further.
Yeah.
You've got One Arm Point, which is a bit further north, but obviously
it's a community.
with COVID, we can't go there.
So up here, just so you know, if you're coming really soon, the community guidelines up here for COVID, it's a $50,000 fine, even if you accidentally go into a community. So don't do it.
Well, we heard of somebody driving in to go buy some water or something, and
They said they needed water.
a copper drove past the opposite way saying, what are you doing here? Are you just passing through or are you stopping? They said, oh, we stopped to get some water. The fact that they stopped, they got a $5,000 fine.
Yeah.
They have to pay now because they stopped.
Pretty crazy.
You can drive through normally you can drive through without stopping, it's fine. But if you're there to stop and get things and whatnot, they absolutely hate it. So
You just don't do it.
yeah.
But Gambanan tomorrow. We'll check out Cooljaman while we're there as well, and then we've pretty much seen the whole Dampier Peninsula.
Right at the top, yeah, as much as we can possibly do with COVID.
But happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there.
Yeah. Well, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
We had so much content at Cygnet Bay that we're not done yet. We move camps just a few kilometres down the road and attend the Creek to Coast tour with Terry for some cultural lessons of how Bardi Jawi people lived here years ago. We also visit the Cygnet Bay store in Broome and witness the largest pearl they have harvested, while our pearl is turned into a piece of jewellery.